Woo! Jesus Christ. Okay. Stop.
Are you okay?
Oh! Whoa! Fucking! Oh god damn it! I was not ready for this. Shit! Shuichi! It's about to record my fucking final thoughts. Well, actually, no. I guess I wasn't exactly. I was gonna take a bit of like a little bit of a break, but Jesus Christ, man! I didn't even get to stop recording the. Oh god, this file is gonna be massive. Hold on. Oh, at least give me a break to drink, my man.
Yeah, somehow. I'm sort of stuck here. Someone help me out.
Himiko, careful.
I'm safe.
Oh, that's so. Oh, look at this. Hold on. I can't. That's gorgeous. Look at that. Oh.
We made it. Hey, how were we saved? Why are we still alive?
Yeah, how are you still alive?
Yeah, why are we alive? I wonder.
The killing game is over. The class trials are over. And the fictional world is over. So then, where are we? Another fictional world after the fiction has ended? What's left for us here? Oh shit, we're actually gonna get an epilogue! Everyone's killing game closing ceremony. We were silent for a long time, staring into the other side, where we continued to hope, and they continued to torture us. The outside world. 53 times, hope moved forward. 53 times the suffering continued. The world on the other side of the fiction, the real world.
So, what do we do now? We didn't think of a plan for what to do after. I thought that was the end of us back there.
But we survived. And that's the truth. Okay.
Seems as though we don't really have a choice. We can't stay here anymore. Oh man, it's awesome that they get to show all three of them here.
Hey.
But I don't get it. Seriously, how are we still alive? When this world destroyed itself, I thought we would go down with it.
You're right.
Well, Kibo probably saved us. He made sure we didn't die.
But why would he do that? There's no point in us escaping to the outside world. We're just fictional characters. Did Kibo save us because he was acting on what the outside world wanted?
No.
Then maybe this is what the outside world wanted.
Yeah? For us to live?
Okay.
That's right. In addition to ending all this, the outside world wanted us to live. Well, certainly what I wanted, to have our cake and eat it too. I suppose the outside world wanted this lie to become the truth. Yeah, in a way. So come on, everyone. Let's head outside. With confidence.
Remember.
The outside world is waiting.
The outside world, huh? I wonder what kind of world it is.
A peaceful world with no fighting and no despair. That's what Samugi said, right?
You're right.
Yeah, if she wasn't lying.
Yeah, it might be a lie.
Because
Remember the last thing Samugi said?
My plan was such a flawless copy. It even failed right at the end. So I should be able to hold my head up high as a cosplay cat criminal, right?
if I remember correctly,
She said copy. That means she must have been copying someone, right?
What does that mean?
What indeed?
What? You don't know?
Well, I have some theories. Perhaps Hope's Peak Academy and the remnants of despair really exist. Maybe Samugi was just basing her performance on them.
Hey,
So Samugi lied about the whole world being just fiction?
What? A surprise ending?
No, I don't really know for sure. She might have been lying when she said copy. But if she were telling the truth, then it would make sense that that was a lie.
What do you mean that?
What Samugi showed us. The way we were when we first arrived. Huh? What am I wearing?
Looking good. Now you look like Ultimate.
Ultimates? Really?
so
Next up, the memory you've all been waiting for.
you guys are ready?
Hell yeah, get ready! Once the seal is broken, we'll be in the domain of the killing game. Killing game?
Could it be?
You mean we were selected?
Alright.
We got picked? Really? Alright! Oh, really? I'm selected for it too?
But
I still don't believe it. I can't believe that any of us would volunteer for this. Yeah, it's left that opening bit kind of just hanging, right? The fact that they were kidnapped. They were kidnapped. We know that from the prologue. I guess we'll never really know, eh? That's not a truth for us to ever find out.
We forgot everything about our old selves after that first flashback light, didn't we?
if I remember correctly,
That's what Samugi said, but something's been bugging me about that. Even if we were obsessed with this killing game, I still can't believe we would participate in it. I don't believe it. But I don't really have any logic behind that.
One of Kaito's hunches, huh?
what's the point?
Anyway, there's no way for us to check when we all apply to the academy, right?
okay,
Yeah.
What? We can't check?
So in the end, we still don't know what was true or not. The fictional world ends here and the real world lies out there. Perhaps just beyond here is the truth. But maybe it isn't.
Maybe it's all still fiction in that world. Or maybe Danganronpa still continues in that world. Or
Maybe the outside world is the same as this world. It might be a world filled with lies.
well, if we can get out from here, we'll know for sure.
Yeah, but I feel like there's not too much meaning in truth and lies.
Yeah? What do you mean?
I mean that even if something is a lie, even if it's fiction,
remember,
if it has the power to change the world, then it must contain some kind of truth.
aren't we proof of that? In this fictional world, we overcame all these fictional struggles. But those things changed us, and we were able to change the world. So it doesn't really matter where the truth ends and where the lies begin. If lies can change the world just as well as the truth can, then lies are just another way of telling the truth.
That's one way to look at it, I guess.
Some lies can lead the world to hope, Some truths can lead the world to despair. So I don't think anyone can really say which is more right in the end.
Oh shit. Oh! Oh man, they did slip a little bit of Ultra Despair Girls in there.
I guess it's not important whether it's a truth or lie, just what it leads to.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what I believe. Can't believe I'm about to say this, but thanks, Kokichi.
we stand with one foot in fiction and one foot in reality.
Then, we need to see for ourselves whether this fictional world has changed the outside world, and what we can do from this point on. You're right. We can't stay in this fictional world forever. It's already over. We gotta take all the experience we earned in this world and go on to the next.
Yeah, let's go. We'll see what this world gained, what it lost, and all the rest. Let's find out together.
To the other side of this world. To the other side of fiction. Let's find out together. It's what we could accomplish. The story lives on. I'm sure, even now, even on the other side, it lives on there as well. And thus, the story lives on. Was this lie able to change something? Was this lie able to change someone? Was this lie able to change the world? If it was able to change even the smallest thing, then the story isn't over. Danganronpa. There we go. Sent right back to the start. Wow. Wow! Oh, that's just gonna. Yeah! There we go! Back on the title screen. Oh, okay. Well, time for those final thoughts. And I don't know where to start. I guess chapter review? I guess? Was this my favorite chapter 6? It might be? I'm not sure. This is something I'm gonna have to really sit on, I think. I'm not. I liked it a lot. It's certainly up there. But whether or not it beats out Ultra Despair Girls finale, I'm not entirely sure yet. I need to get it all straight in my head. And to be honest, a part of the fact that I can't get it all straight in my head right away is kind of a reason I love it. Like, honestly, that's something special, and I think also kind of part of the point. This is something that I've sort of had in my head for a while now, and with this ending, it was certainly cemented for me. This game is exactly what Danganronpa 1 was supposed to be. I'm sure you probably know this already, but Danganronpa was supposed to just be the one game. You know, Trigger Happy Havoc. That was it. That's why it ends the way it does. It's supposed to have that open ending where it's like, well, what the fuck happened? What's real? What's a lie? Was Junko bullshitting? Was she telling the truth? We don't know. And that was where it was supposed to end. But then, you know, they had to make sequels. And they had to answer those questions. But now, this comment might age poorly, but I'm going to hope it doesn't. Because this game was announced as the last one in the series, right? This was the last Danganronpa game. And they really did that with the ending here. That they've smashed us in the face with a plot twist. And then they've just been like, yeah, nothing's conclusive. So much of this could be a lie. So much of it could be true. And it's entirely up to you to decide what's a lie and what's the truth. Because the truth is in the eye of the beholder, eh? God damn! You know what? Good job, Kokichi. You worked so well with the overall themes of this game. What good fucking job, man. Good fucking job. Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, there's also like small things, right? Like the idea of a character changing their appearance halfway through. Granted, Shuichi didn't change his appearance that much, he just took his hat off. But, you know, there was always that idea for Kyoko to cut her hair in Danganronpa 1, but there was just nowhere to put it that would make any sense. Oh, man. God, this song, honestly, my praise for this game could not be any higher. This game was so good. So unbelievably good. Like, yeah. I know I said this last time. If this isn't unanimously, well, maybe not unanimously, but widely considered the best one, then this fan base needs to get their heads out of their fucking asses. And speaking of fan bases, I think that part of this ending was supposed to be like a metaphor or an allegory for fandoms, right? And how they treat the property. Because like during that final argument armament with Kibo, you know, you had that whole, I've been a long time fan, you can't just end it. You know, and I feel like this game might be trying to say something about that as well. Or at least with the ending. I think it's trying to say that, you know, don't be an entitled asshole. Like, just because you're a fan of something doesn't mean you're entitled to anything. Like, if something's over, it's over. And, I mean, let's put it this way. I never want another Danganronpa game. I love this series. It's fucking fantastic. I never want another game in the series. It would ruin this ending. It honestly would. I mean, you could play into that. Totally. And don't get me wrong, you could do a spin-off or whatever, but if there was another mainline game that happened canonically after this, I would probably still play it, but I don't think I'd let's play it, that's for sure. I don't think I'd do a blind let's play of it. Because this is just the perfect ending. For like a series like this. Not necessarily, when I say perfect ending, I don't mean like, oh, every single detail was absolutely perfect. I mean that, like, as just the finale to a series that has this whole truth and lie thing running through it, this works perfectly. And I do mean the series, I don't just mean this game. The entire series has a truth and lie thing going through it. Especially with its endings. Or at least, with its good endings. So... And hey, I mean, this game took a page out of the Ultra Despair Girls book, which I think had the best ending up until this point. It had the best ending of let's not do anything. Or, well, Kamaru's was more, let's do something, but I don't have to pick a side. Let's join Smash, you know? Oh, God. Now, I mean, outside of that, I can't say conclusively too much on the cast yet, right? Because I haven't done the free time events. But purely just by use in the main story, I think I have to give it to this game that they did it the best. I don't think a single character felt wasted here. Rantaro and Kaede, both used well, relevant throughout the whole thing. Ryoma and Kurumi, the closest to being irrelevant, I will say. But even so, there was still enough to them, and it felt like they impacted enough that, you know, I enjoyed. I think they are still relevant. Kyo, Angie, Tenko. I mean, two of them are integral to one of our survivors' character arcs. As is Kyo in a kind of way. Kyo's probably the most irrelevant of those three, and you know, it sort of just happens when you're a chapter 3 killer because you're the insane one. But yeah, I mean, it still felt important enough. Kyo especially because he was kind of important for the class trials. He was a big speaker. He had a lot to say. Miyu and Gonta, both of them pushed out like super important shit. Miyu in tech wise, Gonta not only uncovering Kokichi's messages, but also the Nanakumas, and being integral to Kokichi's plans a lot of the time. Kaito and Kokichi, no brainer. And then Samugi, what a fucking genius move. Okay, maybe I'm giving him a little too much credit there, but what a to have that character who just sinks into the background and does nothing for the entire game. The reason they're like that is because they're the mastermind. That's genius. That's really good. Kibo's sort of similar. I feel like he didn't really have too much of a presence. Like his presence was on and off, right? Because like he was always a butt monkey for Kokichi. But then he had a lot of stuff to do with Miyu, and I feel like Kibo really came into his own during the trials. He always had something to add, whether it was just seeing Himiko or bringing out a new function. And then this time he went pew 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 a lot. And then our 3 survivors, honestly, couldn't have been better. I genuinely don't think we could have had better survivors this time. Shuichi, Maki, and Himiko are all fantastic. Like honestly, in the last trial, the highlights for me was Shuichi. What a honestly rivals Toko for best Danganronpa character. He really does. He is genuinely that good. Like blows all the other protagonists out of the water. I was a little bit worried, right? Because I'm sitting here like, oh man, okay, Makoto's my least favorite, but Hajime and Kamaru, they're like sort of similar. I don't want to add Shuichi / Kaede in there. Because obviously I thought Kaede at the start. But no, good lord. Oh, Shuichi. So easily the best protagonist. What a good character. And Himiko's in the same boat, too. Like, what an interesting character. Like, not only is she fun, she's also, like, you know, not deep, quote unquote, but you know what I mean. She's complex enough, right? She's got layers to her character. The same as Shuichi. The same as Maki. Like, Maki, I've still got one more free time event to do with her, of course, but I've done most of them, and you know I love Maki. You know I love Himiko. I haven't gushed as much about Shuichi as I feel like I should have. I gave Hajime a lot of praise in Danganronpa 2. So it might come as a surprise, comparatively, for me to be like, oh yeah, Shuichi's the best one, easy. Easy peasy. When I didn't really talk about him that much, but Shuichi's just so consistently, he's been so solid all the way through. Just watching him grow from the beginning to the end, it's something special. It really is. I love that. I fucking love him. I mean, if not best character, he's so easily the series' best boy. Like, oh, so good. It does speaking of survive, it does kind of suck that Kibo couldn't have survived with us, but yeah, I kind of get it, right? Because, like, so long as he'd be around, there'd always be that link to, like, the killing game in that sort of way. You know, beyond just the fact that obviously Shuichi, Maki, and Himiko are emblematic of it. You know, he's a product of the killing game, literally. You know, he was basically made for it. He's always going to have those cameras in his face, you know? He's always going to have that antenna. Well, probably, maybe not the antenna, but he's always going to have the eyes, you know? Like, to end Danganronpa, I think Kibo had to die, you know? Sad as that is. Yeah, God, anything else? No, I guess there's not much else to say, eh? I am very excited to do the free time events. Excited to do them with everyone. I don't know if they're gonna do like we get to play with Kaede and Shuichi, or if it's just gonna be Shuichi. Either way, we are gonna get Rantaro's free time events with Shuichi, which is interesting, because we haven't actually had a chance for that. And if it is just Shuichi, I guess that means we're going to have the chance to do free time events with Kaede, which is kind of cool. And we have every single Love Hotel scene to do. Yeah. I'm looking forward to finishing the extra content here. It didn't look like we got something for a bonus light novel this time around, which is interesting. But I'm also okay with that. Yeah, I don't know. Any other final thoughts? I guess about the ending itself. Is there anything else I want to say? I mean, no, I liked it enough. I'm pretty. I mean, with how open ended it is, I'm pretty excited to go out onto the internet and, you know, watch some videos that will inevitably be made about, you know, people's own theories and stuff. It's always like that. I love a good analysis video, you know? Like, this is the perfect ending for it, right? Like, for someone to do a big analysis video of, like, the themes, what's most likely the truth and lies, like, inconsistencies throughout. Because, like, we never even touched on Cospox, right? Like, that whole thing about how Sumugi couldn't cosplay Kaede, which must mean she's real, but she could cosplay every other Danganronpa character. So it's like, you know, stuff like that. There's gotta be videos on that. And I guess if there's not, I'll have to be that guy. But no, there's gotta be, right? I mean, I don't know, doing an analysis video of this. Honestly, of this game, rather than just the ending, would be a lot of fun, I think. But, yeah, oh, god damn, dude! Fucking loved this shit. Oh. You know what I also appreciate? That the ending achieved something quite similar that Shuichi achieved with me. This is something I've said throughout the game, right? That I've never felt less, well, not attached, but imposed upon a visual novel protagonist, right? Like, Shuichi is so undoubtedly his own character, whereas, like, Makoto and to a certain extent Hajime are kind of self-inserty. Kind of. Hajime breaks away from it a little bit more than Makoto does. And Makoto still does break away from it, but, you know, there's still that underlying sort of, these guys are self-inserts. Shuichi is not at all like that. And they sort of did that with the whole outside world idea, too. Because I think, like, obviously the outside world isn't, like, literally us. But you can impose us onto them, right? Because, you know, believe it or not, our world is not a perfect idyllic place that relies on Danganronpa for entertainment. But, like, that shit is, so a lot of things in there could be linked to fandom, you know? Like I already mentioned with, like, the entitlement thing, but, like, the fucking thirst comments that kept on coming through. Like, god damn it, that's just the perfect example of it. But like, equally, there were moments where it's like, oh, I am these people. Oh shit, and that certainly hits when, you know, because like Shuichi was saying, to these people, you know, this is real tragedy. All this stuff is real to them. Even if it's all fictional, the pain in my heart is real. You know? God, that was such a good fucking line. And like, I treat it that way for the most part, right? I immerse myself in the fiction. I don't, like, I take it seriously to that extent, right? But at the same time, I've also had my, this guy should have died instead of Kaede moments, haven't I? Like with Akane and Samugi, haven't I? To a similar degree, Kokichi. I have had my moments where I'm like, fuck these people, they should have died. And like that's hypocritical of me for someone who takes these semi-seriously. Well, no, I think I'm going a little easy on it. I take these probably too seriously, all things considered. But that, you know, that's just how I like consuming my media. You know, it's hypocritical of me to think that way, but then also be like, man, this person totally should have died. You know, in a way, that's entitlement in its own sense. Like, sure, I can criticize Danganronpa 2, Chapter 3 specifically, for it, like its writing or whatever, or like the ideas in it. But I if I'm gonna take the games as seriously as I do, it's not really to my place to be like, wow, you shouldn't have died, you should have. Because then I really am no better than, like, the spectators. And I know the fandom on a whole is like that as well, right? But it's, you know, equally, it's like, I don't think many people do or really should take games like this as seriously as I do. So it's, you know, hopefully they take that less seriously than me. But, I mean, even then, it's like, yeah, it shouldn't really bother you, should it? Like, sure, in a way, the game like calls me out on my hypocritical behavior, but good, you know, good. If I'm gonna treat these games a certain way, I should be held to a certain standard, and you know, good on the game for being that thing to do that. Anything else? Anything else? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything else. So yeah, I mean, again, actually, I don't know. Have I said this before? In the endings, in the finales, even. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, but I'll say it now. If there are any questions you have about my opinion, something you want to hear, go ahead and ask in the comments. Like, I'll answer. It's not as if I have too many to reply to, you know. Yeah. Maybe I missed something. So, I'll see some of you for that post-game content. And for some of you, this will be goodbye forever. Unless I play another game you really are interested in. Honestly, I don't know where I'm going to fucking go from here. You know, you finish a franchise and it's like, I guess I'll go back to Fire Emblem, but, you know. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching this little rambly epilogue. I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed this series. Yeah. I'll see some of you in the next one. But to all of you, goodbye.